Hey guys, this is National Master Kevin Yang back at it with another video. So remember how I talked about knight e4 is going to win this very dangerous pawn, right? I talked about that at the very end of our last video. So what happened in the game? I played something different. I played c5 and this is a mistake. I don't know why I played it, but I said, let's go for an adventure. Screw it. Knight c3. Cat plays the perfect response. I play a6, just defending the knight from coming to b5. e4 comes. Now I play knight c6, knight f3, now e5. So I'm not doing great here, right? So I think bishop g5 would be a good move, and then knight to d5. So as long as our friend Cat just places a lot of pressure, right? I think even the move knight takes e5, knight takes e5, f4, with the idea of e5, this might even work. I don't know. I would say that this pawn chain becomes really powerful if this pawn were to advance. So that's another interesting take on this opening. So remember, just note to myself, what is the move here? Knight to e4. Right? Just saying, if you play knight here, I could take it, or I could just find other ways to do it. So here in the game, well, it got a little bit spicy. Knight d5 happened, and I got my pawn back. Thank goodness. Bishop to g5, and I said bishop to e7. Bishop to d3, but now this falls victim to a tactic, so please remember, for all you people who forget to do tactics, sometimes you see those tactics in the games. And I saw one against Cat. Knight takes d5. Bishop takes. Let me just use that knight who just took the knight and take that bishop. And now I'm just up a piece. Rook b1, bishop g4, and now I'm slowly advancing, right? You can see that I'm breaking through. Pawn takes, pawn takes. So at this point, I'm sort of like, I'm feeling the comfort. Let me just get comfortable. Pawn takes pawn, trade more, trade more. So I'm not doing much here. I play rook c3. This is a very cheeky move, because after queen takes c3, what is the move? Knight to e2 with the fork, right? So just watch out there. Queen d2, rook c2, queen d3, a5. Now I'm just advancing. Rook a1, h6, giving space for my king to not get back rank mated. Rook b5, and now a4. Rook d5, okay, saying you're going to take on d4 and take on c2. What am I going to do? I'm going to put my rook on c3 again, and if you take, I will still play knight e2, queen d1, a3, rook a2. So now I'm just consolidating. I'm putting my pieces on the best squares. And now I have this move rook takes h3. After rook takes h3, g takes h3, knight to f3, I pick up the queen. So after king g1, I have knight to f3 regardless. And this is what happens. Checkmate is unstoppable. So for example, you play check, take, check, bam. There is no way to check my king, and sincerely, well, life's gone. So how did the game go downhill so fast? I mean, the opening went great for Cat because I played the move c5. I gave a chance to Cat. I could have played knight e4, right? So in this position, knight to e4, bring it back to d6, that would have been the simplest way to do it. But I played c5 and made complications, and knight takes e5 followed by f4 was in the air, right? But after knight d5, this was one of those moves where white said, I am being very aggressive, but I didn't exactly notice all the threats. So take bishop g5, I just backed the bishop up, and tactics. This is what decided the game. So this consolidation, it just came from playing a piece up, and especially using this powerful knight on d4 to be able to crunch that win down, right? If there was one piece I had to thank this game for, it would be the knight on d4. I mean, it just did such a great job centralizing, and rook takes h3 was a brilliant find. If you didn't catch why it works, just scroll back to earlier in the video and you'll see it. There's some sort of connection between these two pieces, and after this, mate was inevitable, and just even despite this loss, remember to have fun. Don't be discouraged by the losses. I think these are only motivators. These are only going to help you. And I mean, this game was very well played. It all came a few slip ups, right? So number one, knight to d5, and then this was the fatal slip up. So I mean, it was really two slip ups, but just even the two slip ups just lost a game. So sometimes it's painful, but we live with it. So thank you, and I will see you next time.